What's up, YouTube? Today we visit a blog titled Ladder Theory. There is no author attached to this website. Please excuse my voice as I am a little under the weather. This website goes over the fundamentals of ladder theory. Ladder theory is the idea that men and women each possess an imaginary ladder. On this ladder are people in which you rank in the order from high to low, in which you find sexually attractive. The higher the position on the ladder, the more sexually attractive they are. The lower the position on the ladder, the less sexually attractive they appear to you. And that is the ladder theory in a nutshell. However, it can be broken down into many different components. Men and women each have their own way of determining where to place a person on their own ladder. And so when we talk about the men's rating system, I want you to picture a pie chart. In this pie chart are some categories, and like pie charts go, the bigger the percentage that it takes up, the bigger their effect on that particular category. And so with the men's rating system, the bigger their effect on a particular category means it affects the attraction to the opposite sex greatly. For men, looks take up 60% in determining their sexual attraction to the opposite gender, while 30% of the pie chart goes towards his estimated chance on whether or not she'll put out quickly, and only 10% goes to the other category. You can think of the other category as more of a preference or perhaps a kink, as in, I prefer ladies who have a gap teeth, that kind of thing. But when taking a look at the men's pie chart, it can clearly tell us that there is an overwhelming abundance in the looks category, which plays a big effect on determining if a man can be sexually attracted to a woman. It's a pretty straightforward thing. If she looks attractive, then you most likely will be sexually attracted to her. The woman's rating system is a little bit different. So if we start with pie chart again, for a woman, money/power takes up 50% in determining if she wants to have sex with a guy. 40% goes to attraction, and 10% goes to things she says she cares about, like him being funny, or he likes to read, or maybe he goes to church on Sundays. However, the theory also breaks down the attraction category into 4 parts. Of the total 50%, 25% goes towards physical attraction, which is self-explanatory. 10% goes towards competition, and what this means is she's attracted to things that she can't have easily, or it's too busy for her. For example, a man who is devoted to something else besides the woman is going to become more attractive in her eyes. Similarly to the statement that many of you may have heard already, focus on your purpose and woman will come. On the flip side, the best way to never score for a woman is to show too much interest in her, or too much attention. Of the remaining percentage of the initial 50, 10% goes towards novelty, and this means that there is something special about you that is rarely found in other humans. So maybe hazel eyes, or freckles on your face, or perhaps you do a certain job that not many people do or want to do. And the last 5% is labeled as other. The theory also teaches upon one important factor that comes into play for the money/power category: age. The younger the chick, the easier it is to score maximum points. The older the chick, the harder it is. And this is mostly because of experience. For a younger woman, having access to a car is an example of what can give you maximum points. Think about it. If you're 16, male, you have access to a car, and you have enough money that you can buy maybe, let's say, a 6-pack of beer, which I don't recommend. That is against the law. But if you were to do something like that, well, it could be very attractive to her. But as the chick gets older, she gets more experience, the 27-year-old isn't going to be interested in a car and a 6-pack of beer. She's going to be interested in a house, a car, maybe even 2 cars, a lot of money. And by a lot, simply mean maybe a great paying job, right? A 6-figure job. You see there's a difference between a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old. And another thing is that women have 2 ladders. Once the male or the female, they go through the checklist and they theory, they place people on the ladder relative to all other individuals on the sexual attraction. Women have another ladder, and this ladder belongs to friends only. So what that means is that there's no attraction. So there's the attraction ladder, and then there's the no attraction ladder. And you see, this is a problem for men because they're never told what ladder they are on. They have to figure it out on their own, and most of the time this will come with rejection. And so now you're saying, well, if women have two ladders, why don't men have two ladders? Surely there are women that the men won't be sexually attracted to, but to be friends with them. Well, the theory suggests that the sex element is there for every man and woman encounter. The simple reason a man would choose not to engage in sexual intercourse with a woman is simply because he has access to something better. So that's why a man would have one ladder, because there's always the sex element between a man and woman, and the woman would have two, one with sexual attraction and one with no sexual attraction. And there are certain things that can temporarily adjust placements for the people who are put on these ladders. One of them is religion. So some people choose to deny sexual impulses in order to stay true to the religion, right? The sex after marriage idea. So there may be a person who you are extremely sexually attracted to, but refuse to have sex with because you aren't married. And so while they would have initially been placed high upon the ladder because you believe and follow and want to be devoted to your religion, they immediately get put to the bottom, or perhaps even thrown off the ladder. Another variable is when you're drunk. When we are drunk, we tend to do things we wouldn't normally do sober. So some of us have that story. We go out to the club, feeling good, the music's nice, a little bit liquored up, and maybe you catch a girl eyeing you up, and perhaps it's not exactly your type, but it's in the moment. You do what you do. Another variable to be considered is loyalty. Let's say you and your boy are hanging out, and his girl comes through and drops off food for him. Now this chick, granted, it's your boy's chick, but you're still gonna feel sexual attraction to her. And while that would place her high on the ladder, because you're loyal to your boy, bros before hoes type of mentality, you'll decide not to engage in sex with her, but she gets thrown off the ladder. And the last one to consider is desperation. Desperation tends to shift down the line of quality on your ladder, right? The more desperate you are, the more likely you are to find anything that moves sexually attractive. And this is something to consider. We each have our own ladder, but like ladders, most of the time, what's on the top is what we're trying to get, right? We need a ladder to get something, let's say, on a top shelf, and something that's on that top shelf has value, right? We don't want to be hanging on the bottom of the ladder or in the middle of the ladder. We want to get to the top. So let's say you're in the dating world. When you're in the dating world and your ladder becomes very, very big and very, very long because you have so many people that you're placing on the ladder, you always want to aim higher, right? So with your ladder, let's say you reached the top of the top one time, and then that relationship is over. And now you're in the dating world again. According to the theory, what tends to happen is that you're going to be looking for someone of equal ladder position or greater, right? You don't want to go down the ladder. So always keep that in mind. You're always moving up the ladder. Perhaps you'll stay at the same height on the ladder, but you never want to move down on the ladder. And there are some other things that the article continues to go over, like why men and women can't be friends, or why certain placements on the ladder create different types of relationships, like a friends with benefits, that type of thing. What topping off the ladder means, and when you get the scenario of when you're in a relationship and the placement of the people on the ladder are far apart. And as always, I suggest take a look at the article itself, as there's much more to learn, and think about how it can apply to you and your relationships. Now, while I went over the things that I found most interesting, there's a lot more to this theory than I have covered. I just want you guys to know, when you watch the video, It's a good idea to open up the link and read, perhaps as you watch the video, or maybe read the article before you watch the video or after you watch the video. It's a key component. Sure, there may be some of you who have just come for the video, but this is a learning experience, okay? Read the article and listen to the video. And if you want, I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you feel that you learned a lot and you want to use some of this, take some notes, write it down. So as always, I want to thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and leave a comment down below on what you think about the ladder theory. I'm always happy to chat with you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.